everyone, it's Annie from Phoenix Healing, and I hope everyone is having a great day. It's Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. So, just in a few more days, we'll be celebrating Mother's Day. So, I just wanted to come on, make a little video about a particular service that I offer. I offer fertility and womb healing. I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I actually was able to heal a great amount of my endometriosis and fibroids and the heavy periods that I've been experiencing throughout ever since I went through puberty at such a young age. And, I've had a few surgeries for the endometriosis and the fibroids. And when I did the golden light ascension energy on myself for my womb space, what a difference. I felt like such relief that even the surgeries didn't provide. And it was made such a difference. And I started working with women in that particular area as well. And um, the success stories and the reports back are incredible. Any woman I ever worked with the fertility and womb healing session always had something positive to say about it, about the experience and a positive outcome, which is incredible. I've worked with women that as well have heavy periods, and it's been able to mitigate like the volume of blood that comes out, less cramping, which is incredible, help healing after surgery for that area. The feedback has been wonderful of that as well. Because when there's so many different surgeries out there for women, especially for uh, womb health, and there you can do a laparoscopy like the DNC, one of the Da Vinci's like with the robotic surgery. There's so many ways to take care of your womb space, but it's all surgery. And, unfortunately, like the only options in traditional medicine to help women is surgery or hormone therapy or with medications. And it's not a lot of options. And as someone who's worked in the healthcare field over 10 years, and even has my own stepmother is a pediatrician in the healthcare field, and just the experience I've been in my whole life, there's not a lot of options for womb, and it sucks. So being able to have this gift is a blessing because I've been able to help change the lives of women and just how they are with their bodies, which is incredible, and give them gifts as well that they thought they would never have. There was one woman I worked with that she had just suffered her second miscarriage when I met her at the dog park. And after, talking with her about, what I do and everything, I was able to work with her in that capacity. And that was actually an in-person session that I did with her. And the stuff that showed up and came up during the healing session, I wasn't privy to before. And then when I was talking to her after about the experience and what she was getting and how she was feeling, um, it everything aligned, everything made sense with what I was getting, and resonated. And what was interesting about that particular case was that she was actually pregnant, but it didn't show up on her tests for a good couple months. So after working with me one time, because she felt it, because she noticed shortly after working with me, and then obviously engaging in activity with her husband, that her pup started responding to her, to the way that she was when she was pregnant before, she had her miscarriages. And so that's why she had thought that she was pregnant. And then it was I think it was like shortly after that too, maybe a couple more weeks or so, like she had asked me to do a clearing on her house in her apartment. And so I did that. And then she had asked me if I could take care of her as well, like do a little clearing on herself. And I said, okay. And so when I got down to her womb space, I jumped back and I said, And I literally pointed with my finger and I said, there's a baby in there. And, um, and what was wild is because the tests were still saying, no, they weren't picking it up. And I have read that it can happen, right? Like the women who are like, I didn't know I was pregnant, like that show and everything. But so it does happen. It's rare, but it happens. And so this was the case there. And she was part of my group healing session. And again, she was telling me how she was feeling so much stuff happening and feeling that, like she was, even though the tests were saying no. And then it was shortly a little time, I think, after either late July, early August, that the test finally came out. Yes, she was pregnant and she was over a couple months along. And so she had even said that she must have gotten pregnant shortly after our session. And then because she was already pregnant at the group healing and in early July. So it's just amazing. And especially like when I said when I did the healing, the clearing, and when she asked me to do her, like, yes, the baby was there. It was little tiny thing. It was just developing. But the baby was there. So I say this because I know that, especially as a woman, we do have choices. And especially like for the women who really, really do want to be moms, I understand that it can be a long and difficult road, especially like if maybe you don't have the right partner, or if you're single, or, and especially if, you're just going through fertility issues. And just womb issues in general, but especially for the women who are suffering miscarriages, who fear that they're suffering infertility, who are suffering with PCOS, endometriosis, heavy periods, the fibroids, the cysts, just these different obstacles in the one's womb space that may think that the one thing they want the most in this world may not happen. So I'm saying this especially a few days before Mother's Day because I hope this message is a message of hope. If you work with the right practitioner, miraculous things can happen, and you can have your beautiful gift from God in the universe, the miracle, um, little baby. Like it can happen. It's just so important to work with the right practitioner. I will say that I would rely more on uh, a practitioner that actually works with you and not just like lights a candle, right? Like you actually need to do physical work with that. So with that said, I will say that if you are interested, you can take a look at my website at phoenixhealing.com and read my reviews. And just it's just been a blessing to be able to help other women and achieve what I think is one of the biggest blessings in the world, especially having a healthy womb space and being able to have babies, especially if a woman wants to really be a bio mom, to bring babies into the world and have their kids. So with that said, again, as I said, I hope this message is a message of hope and that you're not alone and that yes, a lot of women are going through issues, but there is still hope out there. Just work with the right practitioner. And if you feel drawn to me and um, feel my energy, as I always try to provide a safe, warm, loving environment and just space. Again, I say visit my website, and if you're interested, I'd love to work with you and help heal whatever needs to be done so we can get you into a healthy, happy womb space for, healthier periods, um, just being able to be pain free, like release some of the suffering, and also too, if to help bring a little baby into the world. So, with that said, I hope everyone has a very nice rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.